Hi everybody, it's Joe from Put in Your Path, and Spirit wanted me to talk about something today. There's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. I'm in the U.S., and it's a difficult time. I think a lot of people who are light workers, who are spiritual, are having a hard time right now because we tend to be so empathic with other people. And so when we see other people going through pain and suffering, it's difficult for us because we want to do something, we want to help. And I think sometimes it can be very hard for us light workers to kind of pull back and to recognize that each of us is like a puzzle piece. There's this bigger picture, and each of us is a unique puzzle piece in that picture, or massive puzzle that makes a picture. I think that we can get bogged down in the small 3D details, and that makes it hard for us to tell the universe what we truly want. If we stay in that place of empathy with people who are suffering, then we can't do our job. Our job, which is to raise the vibration here on earth and to raise our own vibrations. Because what we're doing here is kind of like childbirth. We're birthing a new vibration, a new life, a new way of being on earth. And I should say the universe is. But we're the ones actually doing the work. And that's how it works with the universe. When you're having a baby, there's months and months of anticipation, of worry, of little excitements here and there. The first time you feel them move, very exciting, also very weird. And after those months and months of anticipation, finally the day arrives. And you never know when that day is going to be. And that day arrives and it's time. It's time for you to bring this new life into the world. But you don't know how it's going to get there. You have no idea how many hours of labor, possibly pain, if you choose to go unmedicated, how many hours of pushing it's going to take. Will you end up in surgery? You have no idea. You might have a plan when you go in, but that goes out the window pretty because it's really not up to you. It's up to your body and the baby. Not up to your planning. And that's where we're at right now in this kind of ascension process, is that we're in labor pain. We have a government here in the U.S. that, in my opinion, is painful. And it's sad that it took this to bring all of the nastiness out into the open so that we can heal it. And we can go into a new life on this earth without all of that baggage. I think that the universe, as much as I hate this as well, it was required. What's going on right now, unfortunately, was needed to get us to our destination, just like labor pains. Just like the hours of pushing. In fact, I'm now with the protests, maybe we are into pushing. Who knows? It's still fairly painful. But at least when you're pushing, you feel like you might be getting somewhere. The universe has a plan of how to get us to where we want to be. And if you put your trust in the universe, or whatever you call it, whether you call it God, Goddess, Source, I call it the universe. If you put your trust that the universe is taking us to where we need to be, then the struggle in that path along the way becomes easier to understand. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being in labor and not knowing that's what was going on? There are women, and women who have had children before, who did not know they were pregnant. And all of a sudden they've had labor before. And they're not crazy. And all of a sudden they're having horrible abdominal pain. And horrible suffering of what is going on. And they have no idea that they're pregnant. And there are a lot of people on this earth right now who are going through that. They have no idea that we're birthing a new life. All they see is their own and other people's suffering and pain. And I don't want to discount that suffering and pain because it makes me angry. I react in anger and in sadness, and it is very difficult for me to put into words just how visceral the reaction is. But I take that reaction and I put it into what can I do to help. And so I find the places where I can help and I can support, and I do that. But these people who are our labor pains, I believe this is in their life contract, that they agreed before they came here that this was going to happen. Now, I have to tell you, that to me is kind of the hallmark of an advanced soul. People who come here in a body that is going to cause them difficulty through their entire life. That is the hallmark to an advanced soul to me. I have so much respect for those souls that chose to do that. I feel like I have to honor the sacrifices that they were willing to make in order to get us to where we need to go. And honoring those sacrifices is not getting myself all verklempt and upset and lowering my vibration. Honoring that sacrifice is saying, I see you. I see what you're doing. I see what you're going through. I wish you didn't have to, but thank you for taking it on. Thank you for being part of this path to ascension. That is how I honor them. I know everyone has a different feeling on this. When you're in the 3D and you're talking about people being taken from their families and sent to other places, and not even places necessarily that they're from, because it's not being done well. That's maddening when you sit with it in the 3D. But if you can raise yourself, kind of pull yourself out and see the bigger picture, you can see that these people are sacrificing. They came here to be a part of this time, this labor pain that is necessary. It saddens me that this is what it's taking to wake some people up and to have them choose light over dark. It's sad that it would take that. But unfortunately, for both the U.S. and the world, because we're not the only thing here on Earth, the universe is using this labor pain to get us closer, to move us toward the birthing of our new life. it sucks while you're going through it. It really sucks. But you have to keep your eye on the prize. What I do is I allow myself small periods of time to be fully in the 3D. Fully angry. I can't believe this happened. I don't understand the mentality of the people doing this to these people. And I never will. I never will. Because I don't understand that kind of negativity. But I only allow myself small periods of time to do that. And then I pull back and remember the bigger picture. And I honor those people doing the work. Because they were brave before they got here. Sometimes it's hard. Especially, I think, in the spiritual community. Because we want to know, when is this going to happen? What time period are we talking about? And as most of us recognize in the spiritual community, it's very hard to put a time limit or a timing on anything that has to do with free will. The universe is having to go with the flow of our free will. And so how can we expect it? How can we expect Spirit to tell us a specific time? Give me the timing. When is this going to happen? I can't take much more of this. How can we expect it to tell us this when it's not fully in control of that? Because we are. The choices that we make, the vibrations that we sustain, is what's in control of it. And the best way that I can help the people who are sacrificing so much right now is to maintain my high vibration and keep my eye on the prize. Because they are fully in the 3D right now. They don't, I mean, most of them. Some of them may have been able to transcend during the suffering. But I don't know about you. When I'm suffering physically myself, I'm fully in the 3D. My vibration is very low. I'm not able really to communicate with Spirit when I'm that far in my body. I just about a month ago had the flu. And it was awful. There was a day there when I thought, oh my gosh, am I leaving early? I really felt like I was going to move on, if you get my drift. If I say the D word, they'll take this down. I think that so many of us get stuck being down here in the 3D. And we have to remember that sometimes we are. Sometimes we're going to have to spend some time at a lower vibration and recover. But our jobs as light workers are varied, first off. Every single one completely necessary, completely needed, completely unique. But I feel like there's kind of a large division in us. And I don't want that to be like, oh, we're divided, we're separated. No, it's just groups. There's a group of us who our mission is to keep the light anchored here on earth and to be at the highest vibration we can as often as we can and for as long as we can. And that's our mission. There are other light workers whose mission it is to take action. And those are the people who, when you feel like I have got to get out there, I have got to be part of the peaceful protest against this craziness, you're probably on that mission path of action. And both paths, both groups are completely necessary, completely uniquely needed to get us where we're needing to go. So if you're in the group where you don't feel a burning desire, like if I don't get out there, you know, it may not be that you're not supportive. You can completely support those people whose mission it is to get out there. And there may come a time when things may change and you may feel the call to get out there. But don't allow yourself to feel less than those whose mission it is to get out there. Because those of us whose mission it is to anchor light and love on this earth are just as important. They're equally important groups. Completely necessary. We can't get where we're going without both groups. Well, first of all, I want to say I have a sty. That's what's going on over here. Got in my 50s and all of a sudden things started happening. It never happened before. And nope, they're done. I guess that's what Spirit wanted me to talk about today. So when you see my eyes go off in another direction, it's because I'm listening. I hear my guides and feel my guides and what they want me to talk about, what they want me to express. And then, because I'm me, I'm allowed to put in my own stuff too. So, I know it's a tough time. It's a tough time for everybody. It's a really tough time for Lightworkers right now. Because you feel like you should split your attention. But don't split your attention. You can feel your mission. You will feel whether you're supposed to be on the action side or on the anchoring side. And just know that they're both equally important. And that even when you're on the anchoring side, doing your mission, you can find other ways to support those who are actioning. So I hope this was helpful in some way. If you found your way to it, possible that you needed to hear it. I know I talk slowly, so I tend to watch a lot of YouTube on double time. So just know if you're double timing me, it will not hurt my feelings. And I hope that everyone can keep their vibrations high this weekend, because we need to. There's a lot of things going on in the US this weekend. And there's going to be a lot of actioning. There's a lot of our brethren and sisterin going out to action this weekend. And I ask the universe to protect them and to help them fulfill their mission. I guess that's it. If I get any more information about what I'm supposed to talk about, I'll be back. For those of y'all going out, be careful. Thank you. And for those of us working hard, keeping the vibration of love anchored into this earth so that those who are actioning can be successful. Keep it up. Don't let yourself get pulled back down into the 3D this weekend. And if you do, just give yourself a little time and then pull back and stay on your mission. See ya.